The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Yo, time for the Players Lounge, the final week of the regular season, the final week for the Cowboys, because they're done after this week as they get ready to face the Washington Commanders. It's Dallas week up there.
Dallas week.
It's Dallas week.
Are they gonna play this? Are they gonna play Daniels in the board? Because they clinched.
Hek'ma Harrison is here. Former Cowboy safety Barry Church is here. I am Newy Scruggs. So yeah, man, we'll find out what they're gonna do. But what are the Cowboys going to do? Jerry Jones on his radio show today would not commit about what happened with Trey Lance, the quarterback. For me, that's frustrating. I don't know about you. That's frustrating to me because there's nothing left to play for now. You've got one game left, and the bulk of what we've seen from Trey Lance is the preseason.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, when do we get to the point where we just be real with ourselves and say that was a mistake? I mean, whether it was a bargaining chip for negotiations with Dak or not, you traded a fourth for him, they brought him in, they got an opportunity to see what he had, and at the end of the conclusion of that was, this guy can't help us. Dak's been gone for a very long time now, and if there was going to be a Trey Lance opportunity, you would have thought, in between Mike trying to save himself and everything else, if there was anything there, you would have seen some Trey Lance by now. I mean, just help me. I don't want to be under the illusion that they're saving him for something. I'm just saying, guys.
I'm just
come on.
disillusioned by the whole thing.
Yeah,
I mean, you think about it. Mingo's had more opportunities. Trey Lance.
Man, come on.
Mingo.
That's facts.
That's
Mingo,
facts. All
man.
facts, 100%.
Mingo has been out there. He got playing time.
Who had that in a losing season? I mean, you're 79. As Jeff Fisher would say, that's 79. You're on that 79.
Got no chance.
And we don't know. This dude is still, it's like the unwrapped Christmas gift. It's sitting there. We gonna do something with it? Yeah. I mean, I don't understand in this day and age of roster acquisition and trying to take peeks and looking at people to play the man. But Jerry didn't want to say anything. It was just amazing. He didn't want to get away the game plan.
That's wild to me because you basically traded a fourth rounder, for a practice squad player. Because if we looking at it and we keep it in the bean like we always do on this show, the most reps Trey Lance has been having is just being a scout team quarterback.
It was
warming up.
Preseason.
And I'm with you on this, Newy. Like, we saw what we got from Cooper Rush. We understand what we got from Cooper Rush. Solid quarterback, can be the bus driver when he got a full, arsenal of people around him. He could be that good backup in a pinch or in an emergency. So we know what we got from Cooper Rush. Why not just you got nothing to lose. Just throw Rush out there. Or not Rush, throw Lance out there and see what he can provide. You may like what you see when he has, an offensive line and some guys out there and he's not playing with 3s and 4s like we saw in the preseason. So, to me, I'm with you, Newy. Just throw the man. You have nothing, zero to lose. You're not going to lose the locker room by putting him out there because it's the last game of the season. You know what I'm saying? So just go out there and see what he has, and just maybe you get a glimpse of, oh, man, this dude can do a little something, at the very least.
Mike has talked numerous times in his post-game his press conferences about he just needs to play. He hasn't played a lot of football. Yep. Okay, so if he hasn't played a lot of football and you're on that 79 Bulls jive,
not the jive.
Play him.
Get him some shag. Get him some reps.
Now, I don't want to sound blasphemous when I say this or say that he's at this level at all. But if it's one thing we've learned last year and even some this year, sometimes teams make mistakes and quarterbacks can develop over time. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying he's even going to be that because Sam Darnold was, He played with the Jets, and Baker Mayfield played when he was in Cleveland. This young man hasn't played. I'm just trying to understand, what are we doing? Yeah. And maybe, Hek'ma, that's the whole thing. What are we doing?
When you make a mistake, man, sometimes it's just better to cut bait. And maybe it was a mistake. I mean, just from a business perspective, don't even look at it as football. Look, I have to renegotiate a contract. So what do? I bring in a guy as that bargaining chip against this contract that I'm negotiating. It didn't go the way that you thought it was going to go because you ended up paying Dak. You changed the market at the quarterback position. You get him back here, and there's a battle between him and Cooper Rush. And you see that Cooper Rush is leaps and bounds better than him. You go through the season, and just to what you're saying, Barry, I think they've already had that. They've already given him that opportunity out here. They've already seen it. You know, we've sat at practice and watched and seen the reps that they've been giving him. They obviously don't feel comfortable with going into a game with him at the helm as quarterback. Yeah. And if they don't feel that way, and if you made a mistake, okay, what I'm not okay with is doubling down on a mistake. Trading another 4th-round pick for a guy that hadn't come in and had any production for you. That's what my problem is, because you need that 4th this year with everything that you need.
Therein lies the problem. We all saw where this was going. This was the Titanic. And you saw this thing was going that 79, and you gave away a 4, man.
You know you needed that 4.
So why is McCarthy talking about he needs to play? So where's the disconnect at? Because McCarthy's like, look, man, this man just needs some reps. Sure. So obviously the head coach is like, look, I want to get him out there.
Well, the head coach was trying to win some games.
That's true.
Okay, he's trying to win games, and if whether or not he was coaching for Jerry, coaching to go coach somewhere else.
That's facts.
That's fine. Now we're at the end. We know it's over. Okay? It's over. There's no more. It's
over.
Okay?
Say it one more time.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get
it.
It's over. The season is ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Okay?
Cannot believe it.
So put the boy out there. Let him. It was 41-7. Why wasn't he playing major minutes?
Yeah, something.
Okay? You out here watching Tanner from the other team.
Yeah.
Tanner out here tagging people.
Yeah, he was out there tagging.
25, dotting him up.
3 or 4 was Tanner.
Tanner out here looking like A-Rod back in the day.
He did. He looked good.
Looking like vintage Romo.
He did look good.
He dotting people like Aikman with accurate passes.
Back shoulders and all.
Like, oh, my God. Like, my gosh, make it stop third string out here.
Yes. With back shoulders.
Yes. Yeah, so why isn't Trey playing? We're going to watch Cooper come out here and do that. Yeah. Frustrating. Frustrating. Can I tell you something else frustrating? Hearing all this talk about Rico Dallas.
Oh, man. Come on. I thought y'all was joking when y'all said that, man. I said back home.
I mean, it's just, Cowboy. We read the Cowboy Twitter during the game. All of it. It was 1,000 yards for him. The first Cowboy undrafted free agent to get that.
God. Thank you.
Then you go fumble.
Yeah.
Some cookies, man. And I don't want to sound too disrespectful, because I'm part of the undrafted crew as well, and his accomplishments, coming from undrafted and all that, because I get all that. But when we look at the tape, the eye in the sky doesn't lie.
No,
we've all seen it, and given the opportunities that he's had, he's made the most of his opportunities. But let's not fool ourselves here, man. Rico Dowdle, with all due respect, is not a special running back. He's not a game changer. He's not a guy that, when you go into those pregame meetings and Monday, Tuesday, looking at film, he's not a guy that the coaches are circling saying, hey, man, we got to know where number 23 is at all times. Right. He's just not that guy. He's a good maybe change of pace, or if your main guy needs a breather, he can go in there and keep this ship afloat. Yeah. But he's not a difference maker when it comes to the offensive side of the football. And it's, to me, I hate saying this because it's one of your sayings, and he's a jag. He's just a guy at the running back position, and he's had a heck of a year for where he was drafted and all this. I get all that, but when you're looking at tape, guys ain't sitting there saying, "Man, we don't stop Rico. It's a wrap." Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. He's just not what you need offensively, and you need more pop out of the backfield. So when y'all, got that question in the chat, I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. He's a free agent. He's a free agent. And, if I'm Steven and come in, let him go be free.
Yes.
Let's see what the market is for him. But Barry, he's had 4 games of 100 yards. And that's what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I think when you turn on the tape and you look this, I mean, I know from the beginning of the season you can give excuses for those rookies on the offensive line and maybe not that balance that you wanted offensively, but he gave you. I think in watching Rico, you're like, wait a minute, man. You know, like I'm watching other running backs, and I know the position well. You're just not that guy that I think is intimidating, as you were talking about to other teams, that, hey, we got to scheme up for this dude to come in this game because the Cowboys got a running back that can bust for 150, 170, change the game. And that's what we're needing. I think when you let Tony Pollard go, it's been this thought process over the running back room or in general all over the NFL that you could plug and play anybody into.
Get a fifth and throw him in there.
Throw him in there, right? And I think that philosophy that went bad fast. That did not age well, right? Because now you're seeing guys like Saquon. Now you're seeing guys like Derrick Henry. You're seeing Jacobs. You're seeing all these teams that have shored up their running back room. And, oh, by the way, they are headed into the playoffs with – You know what I'm saying? You have something to lean on. When you watch a Detroit, last night I'm watching Detroit and I'm like, man, damn, they lost their other guy, but Gibbs.
They got a guy right
they
there.
got another guy right behind him. And we're in a situation right now. I mean, even if you think about the 1,000 yards that he's gone for, heck, if we lost him, think about where the season would have gone. And I do believe he was inactive for one game this season, correct?
Yeah, I want to say so.
yes.
Yeah, when
Yes.
Cook was brought up, I want to say.
Absolutely. So
San Francisco game.
Yeah.
Man got sick.
Yeah, they tried to.
Sick.
Boy got sick out there signing autographs.
yeah, cut his dreads. His dreads came back. You know what I'm saying? So it's been one of those kind of years, bro.
So
It's been one of those kind of
now I'm gonna throw this out. Now I say this. I'm gonna throw this out here.
fade. Strange.
I'm just gonna throw this out here in the fairness world.
Okay. Fair.
Fairness world. Rico Dowdle is tied for 13th in rushing with Najee Harris, Pittsburgh. Okay. Former Pittsburgh Steeler. A former first-round pick for the Steelers. 1,007 yards they both have. At 12, with 1,017 yards, just 10 more yards, Tony Pollard.
Sound about right?
Both have played 15 games. And ahead of them all, right now, is Bucky Irving, 1,033 yards. And Bucky, of course, is the guy that they could have taken in the fourth round, but they did not. Bucky Irving with 7 touchdowns, Tony Pollard with 5 touchdowns, Rico Dowdle with 1 touchdown, Najee Harris with 5 touchdowns. And the numbers that Rico have are more than Joe Mixon, more than Jared Cook, more than Alvin Kamara. So, just throw it more than Breece Hall of the Jets. So, just throwing it out there. More than Brian Robinson of Washington, who's only played, I want to say, 13 games. Yeah, he's played 13 games. But I would still
Take every single one of those backs.
Yeah, especially Breece Hall
Every
twice.
single one of those backs, I would take over a young Rico Dowdle.
It's funny, man. You say Najee Harris because I'm watching Steeler football. He's another one of those guys that just what do you? I mean, come on, man, bust That's the whole go.
Yeah,
he does a lot of dancing behind the. It's a lot of timid.
A lot of dancing.
And I don't
big as dancing back there.
They're like 230.
So that's like when I see that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
When I watch a running back do that, and Le'Veon Bell, God bless him, wherever he is right now.
You get knocked out somewhere.
Yeah, right. But he was one of those running backs that really used to frustrate me. The way they call, he's such a patient runner. I'm like, no, he's tiptoeing. He's being timid. He's not hitting the hole. And to finally see at this point in the season that part of Rico's games, somebody put the bug in his ear and said, man, you gotta stop doing that.
A running back coach would help.
Yeah.
You've been pointing that out a lot.
Yeah.
You've been talking about that. And I think, look, regardless, my grandmother's quote just can't make chicken out of chicken salad.
That chicken's good, that move.
Yeah, so no matter how good of a coach you are, sometimes it comes down to the talent that you have in the room.
I don't think they've improved the position since Skip Pete left there.
Yeah.
And you go look at Tampa Bay and what Tampa Bay has done since Skip Pete got there in that running back room. Coaching matters. That room overall, Jerry Jones missed on as the general manager. Bringing Ezekiel Elliott back was a mistake. Mm-hmm. Even when they rested him at camp, we rested him for the rest of the year for the final push. No, that was bad. The Dalvin Cook thing, that was bad.
That was bad.
The Hunter Lipke thoughts I had, that was bad. The whole room just underwhelming.
Wasn't it?
And knowing that Derrick Henry was like, hey, man, pick me. Mm-hmm. And you said no. You gave up your fourth, which could have been Bucky Irving, who's got a bright future in Tampa Bay. This room was a miss.
Big time.
Big time miss. And as much as they wanted to invest in Dak Prescott, you look at Dak Prescott's best years. You look at Tony Romo's best year. Happened when you had a run game.
He had a good run game.
You had a run game. And a good offensive line. And you don't have that. And they got to fix that, man. They have to fix that. I'm not for taking Ashton Jeanty in the first round from Boise State. I'm just not. Good running back, but I don't think he's a Brahma bull. You know, when I think if you would take somebody in the first round, I need the Ezekiel Elliott image. I need a bull. I need a Brahma bull, 3-down guy. Don't need nobody else with him. Boom, it's him. Him.
Yeah.
That's not what Ashton Jeanty is. Not at his best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the people I talk to.
And then what Skip Pete was so ahead of the curve in this when you talk about coaching. When we used to sit down and talk, when I was playing, he used to always tell me, you got your lead dog, but you always gotta have that kind of mixture of backs. And when you look at, the teams this year, outside of, Saquon, who even has a great backup in Kenneth Gainwell.
Heck yeah.
You look at all these, big time running teams, they always got the 1-2 combo. Detroit got the Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Even in Derrick Henry, Justice Hill is a good change of pace out there. Tampa Bay, where Skip Pete's at now, they got a trio of backs out there that can all give you 1,000 yards, and that keeps that run game fresh. So, I mean, it's just wild that he was, let go here because he was so ahead of the curve. And you think about every running back that was underneath him always had kind of a career year, whether it was out of the backfield receiving, running, the combo of the two. Man, he was such a hell of a coach. He was so ahead of his curve, man.
The NFL is a copycat league, and at some point when everybody started saying, well, you don't need a running back, and you're starting to see Kansas City win with guys, maybe. But what happens when you get to the playoffs? Nobody mentions when you get to the playoff what Kansas City was doing with those just guys. Andy Reid was exposing teams in the running game, and that's
him now, Pacheco and Hunt.
Come on, that's what I'm pointing out.
Yeah. And use a first rounder on Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Andy knows how to. Andy's going to the Hall of Fame for a reason.
Yeah.
So,
he's going to the Hall of Fame for the reason. But hey, look, you got rid of Skip Pete, Mike McCarthy. You got rid of Skip Pete, and you did not improve the position. You hired a buddy. You hired your buddy, who was the assistant O-line coach, who never played the position at the level of a Skip Pete had played in collegiate league, even just coaching wise. Skip was better. It's like a professor. Okay, this professor was better than that professor here, and the running backs have complained about it. They have complained. Yeah. And if Mike is allowed to come back, Jerry, hey man, that guy, no. If you want your friend to stay, put him someplace else.
Quality control or something.
It's kind of like what they did with Judd Garrett.
wow. Damn, what a
Judd got us straight.
Come on, man.
I didn't know.
You ain't lying, though.
Come on, man.
I was here to judge.
I know. Come on, man.
Like, who was that? Oh, man.
Sniper.
That was.
How many friends and family we gonna hire?
The grenade town.
Walking down the street.
Yeah.
Went over the next thing in the scouting department somewhere.
Yeah.
Man.
But can I say this? Mike McCarthy has been willing to make changes.
We're gonna need to.
Yeah. He has been willing to make changes.
Need to. Tell running back position. Some people talk about the wide receiver coach.
I'm one of them.
Hey, so it's out there. We can take our break with Hek'ma Harrison, former Cowboys safety Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs. Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming right here on DallasCowboys.com.
Carry it out.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys! Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboy Nation, Amanda Foster has been named your 2024 Dallas Cowboy Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan, for her dedication to the team and spicing up the game. Vote for Amanda to be named your ultimate NFL Fan of the Year at NFL.com/Fan of the Year.
Yo, appreciate that. It's Hek'ma Harrison. We've got Barry Church, Dallas Cowboys safety on Newy Scruggs.
Boy, it's getting slept.
Players Lounge.
Getting dropped to the canvas.
Brought to you by Aristocrat Games. 105.3 The Fan. Jerry Jones had his show today. Jerry Jones show. Sean Sharif and Bobby Belt did their best to ask Jerry about bringing Mike McCarthy back.
Yep.
Mike wanted to be non-committal. I don't get this.
Yeah.
I don't get this. You say on one hand, oh, he's done a good job, and you like this, that, and the other. Then you say you don't want to say something either way. Look, Mike McCarthy's a free agent.
Yes,
Mike
he
McCarthy
is.
can go
He's gonna have some
somewhere.
suitors too.
Hey, look,
Chicago.
Yeah, he's gonna have some suitors.
I really think New Orleans could be a good spot for him from the standpoint. He used to coach down there. They've got
Talent.
some quarterback needs issues.
Yeah,
Some places where Carr can get better, and you got a Spencer Rattler. I think can be developed. I think he could work well with Gail Benson and Mickey Loomis. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
So I think I think Mike McCarthy will be coaching in the National Football League, whether it's for in 2025. Don't know whether it's for the Cowboys, but I think he will be coaching somewhere. Just my opinion. 12th all time in wins. I mean, this is a guy who is a proven winner in this league, who's won a Super Bowl, and if it's not good enough for Jerry, Lord knows he's better than what he was better than Dennis Allen.
Oh, for sure.
Out there, New Orleans, better than Coach Flus, your boy.
Oh, damn.
Even Flus out there.
To my Toledo brethren, man.
Ooh,
Damn,
child.
I wanted better for my boy.
Some of those
man.
decisions, hey man, you know,
Yeesh.
some self-inflicted wounds he had. So
I was ugly.
you know, Mike could improve there, but heck, where you standing right now?
Yeah, like when I think about it, really, Mike McCarthy from that 2020 class of coaching hires, it's him and Kevin Stefanski that are still coaching. And you look at both of their records. I mean, Kevin Stefanski doesn't have a better record than Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy's 49-34 in his time here at the Cowboys. But you don't hear anybody talking about Kevin Stefanski. And maybe they're whispers, but it ain't, the drum beat ain't as loud as it is here in Dallas. I think the one thing.
2 Coach of the Year awards.
Right. He did. And I think 3 12-5 seasons didn't earn him a Coach of the Year award. Kevin Stefanski only won one playoff victory. Does it sound familiar? I mean, I'm just going down this rabbit hole of when we do a comparison of all these coaches together in the brain trust of who's a genius and who's not. I think Mike has been solid in what he's having a bad year. Nobody's going to give him an excuse for the injuries or any of that, but I just come back to what I've been hearing all season. What bothered me about the interview was when Jerry was asked, did that impact your team in any way, him coming into the season on a one-year deal? And he didn't think that it did. And I was like, how could it not have? How could it not have impacted your star players? How could it not have impacted your rookie? Any of the guys that are just looking for that synergy and normalcy in the NFL, which you guys talk about all the time, the routine of the NFL. And maybe you can ignore the press clippings. Maybe you can ignore social media and all of that, but it's all around you now. You know, is he going to be in this? I think, when did that start? It started in training camp. You know what I mean? Mike is coaching for his job, and when is it going to start? The countdown to Mike. I mean, and people almost like after the Detroit game, is Mike going to be back? You know, a 45-minute delay to the podium, like, oh my God, is it today? You know, and it's like, you know,
Today.
It's today. You know,
they're sitting around here.
And I mean, that's
there a bunch. Wait.
You know, it's stuff like that I think really kind of throws me off. But look. Is he staying? Is he going? That's been the roller coaster that we've enjoyed here all the way going through this season. Look, man, he got 3 more days. No matter what. He has 3 more days. Sunday at about 3 o'clock, man, he's going to be a free man. The decision is ultimately going to be on him what he's going to do. Would I like for Mike to come back and finish the job and get this team? I really would. I really would. I've gone on the record. I've said it. I think he got a bad rap this year, and I thought he got a bad rap all along. Will that happen? I don't know. I really am at a place where I can't solidly say, oh, yeah, he'd be back. You know, I have no idea.
But you're in. You're from Mike Bingham.
I am.
Yeah. And, you know, we talked about it, was it last week or a week ago? You know, I've changed my tune as well. You know, I've dived into the keeping Big Mike around. Because coming from a player standpoint, like you said, it's hard to kind of drown out all the outside noise, especially now when you see it on all the shows and social media, and you're thinking to yourself, man, is this, you know, coach's last go around? And if he's gone, am I going with him? Are they going to bring me back? Like, you know, especially if you're a draft pick of Mike McCarthy, that all comes into it as well. So you're thinking about a whole bunch of different things. But to me, when I look at it, you got to look at what the players want at the end of the day. I understand. You don't want to do that?
Look at the Raiders wanted Antonio Pierce.
That's true. Okay. But I feel like the Cowboys are in a different situation than the Raiders. They got their franchise quarterback. They got the pieces. They just had a little bit of injury issues this year. I give them that. They had some injury. You lost Micah for a couple games. Dak was out of there. CD was injured. You know, he had a lot of injuries. So I understand from that standpoint that they did want Antonio Pierce back, and it didn't go as well as, you know, the players thought that it would go in that situation. But when you look at McCarthy in his situation, what he's been able to do, losing Dak Prescott multiple seasons, still being able to ride this ship and give this team an opportunity with Cooper Rush at the helm. All right. And not only that, you know, a couple years ago when he was able to do it, but this year, Cooper Rush without a lot of the pieces. They were still in contention. They still had winning streaks up until that Cincinnati game, and it kind of fumbled from there. But you got to see what these players are doing on the football field. You know, they say a lot of stuff in the media and all this, that, and the third, but what do they produce on the football field?
You're just trying to run it back.
You
two gonna run it back.
I'm with it because I see what the players want and what they respond. He has never lost the locker room, and it could have been gone.
Jason Garrett never lost the locker room, by the way.
Ooh. Hey, this is a man that could tell us. I know a man that could tell us. I know a man that could tell us.
Okay.
But Garrett never lost.
Now, all right, so.
Well, not Garrett. I'm sorry. McCarthy never lost it.
When we come back.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
The boy's a professional.
I'm going to tell you why.
Uh-oh.
you need to think again.
Oh, man. You
Okay.
switched up on us?
Hey, man.
Oh, the
Hey,
scientist. The scientist.
Think like a scientist.
Hey.
I won't be the prosecutor, the politician, or the preacher. I'm just going to come to you as a scientist based on
I can't believe it.
a conversation with a former Cowboy who made me think again. Why I can't just jump on the wagon you two just jumped on right now? We'll do that next, right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on Dallas Cowboys.
Like this? Big Mike.
Shoe program.
Man. Cases on all y'all.
Go ahead.
Dang. Man, the Wolverines beat Clemson. Or not Clemson, Alabama.
Break time.
Chris, you got us in the break.
Hey, Danny McCray here for Smoothie King. You know every great workout deserves a great reward. So treat yourself right with new coconut smoothie bowls. Made with real fruit, crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, creamy coconut, and topped with the chocolate hazelnut or honey drizzle. With 2 new flavors, it's perfect for you and the workout buddy. So you both can stay on track even after you leave the track. Scoop up new coconut smoothie bowls only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2024 NFL season, Boss teamed up with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection. The Boss Cowboys collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Arriving just in time for the start of the season, the distinctive attire from the latest Boss Cowboys expansion offers sports aficionados and true bosses the chance to show their team spirit and style. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express edition of cook-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane's sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31. Anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes players who do so much more both on the field and in the community. Help the Dallas Cowboys nominee Zach Martin raise funds for the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation by casting your charity challenge. Vote on NFL.com/Man of the Year or tweet your support using the hashtag WPMOY challenge. Voting ends on January the 6th. Vote for Zach.
Thank you, Hek'ma Harrison. Your Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Former Cowboy safety Barry Church is here with us.
New Year's Eve, baby.
Newy. So you two are both saying Mike McCarthy come on back today on Jerry Jones' radio show on 105.3 The Fan. He's non-committal. I go back to two things. One, 1989, when Jerry Jones bought this team, he was 47 years old. Jerry Jones upset every Cowboy fan and the NFL establishment by firing Tom Landry and going and hiring Jimmy Johnson from the University of Miami. As bold a move as it gets right there. Scared money don't make no money.
That is facts. That is all facts.
And Jimmy won 2 championships, won the first one within 4 years, setting up the team of the 1990s. They ain't won a championship since. Barry Switzer held up that trophy based with all the players that Jimmy brought in here.
Still had to coach.
Yes, he did. Because there's plenty of people who got talent and couldn't coach it up. So I always give Barry his credit for getting it done and doing that part. But that was bold, Jerry.
It was.
Now, go back to when they didn't draft Johnny Manziel. Remember what he told Steven? He said that was, by taking Zach Martin, that was a layup. I didn't buy the Dallas Cowboys by laying up. Bold, taking shots. You bring back Mike McCarthy, you're laying up. This is not bold Jerry. This is 81-year-old Jerry. Is it not 82? That's what this is now. If Jerry does that, that's status quo, okay, just one more try, Jerry, like you did after the Packer game. People thought about making a move. You didn't make a move when there's Bill Belichick sitting out here, Jim Harbaugh sitting. It was even your opportunity to hire Dan Quinn if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. Bold Jerry didn't act. It's okay, Jerry. Danny McCray hit me this weekend, man.
I wanted to ask you who the player was that hit you with that, because I didn't want that player to be anonymous. Say thank you. What did D-Mac say, sir? Thank you.
He had to pull out, man. Pause.
He basically said, Brian Broaddus, I get Brian Broaddus, former Cowboy scout, where he said, hey, man, it's your job. This is the general manager's job to go find the answer. That's your job. Mm-hmm. Have a list. And Danny hit me with Packers, Eagles, Lions, Houston, Rams, Washington, Bucks, Vikings, Chargers. All found answers, not hard to take a chance. When I look at the Eagles, I can't stand Nick Sirianni. Yeah. I just don't like that dude. But he's been to the playoffs all 4 years he's been there. He's been to a Super Bowl. They fired Doug Peterson, who won them their only Super Bowl.
That is true.
They decided, hey, Dougie, appreciate it, but we're going to do something different. They didn't let him hang on for 10 years. Hey, thank you. Mm-hmm. The Packers fired Mike McCarthy. Matt LaFleur, while he hasn't taken him to a Super Bowl, he's been to a conference championship game. Matt is a good football coach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, as we witnessed when he came in here in January and whooped that trick.
Do not.
More than a $2 bill. More than that. See somebody's absent today. Oh, man. You got to go heal up. That hazing. The Lions. Okay, the Lions went and hired Dan Campbell. I'll be the first to take to. I saw that press conference. I was like, man, come on.
I was with you on that.
Like, what are we talking about? Dan Campbell has been a different. They went differently. Houston brought in DeMeco Ryans. Remember, they had Lovie Smith fired him after a year. They had the other light skinned brother. I can't remember. Was it Caldwell? They had him for like 2 seconds.
Light-skinned brother.
He got some games and walked off with 3-4 years of pay. He ain't coached a lick since. He ain't even trying to be an assistant there. I'm retired.
I'm done.
But they did it.
Yeah.
Okay, DeMeco, first year takes the play. The Rams, remember when they hired 34-year-old Sean McVay? I'll say it again. I was like, what are they doing? What are we doing? Sean McVay has got this team. They're about to win the division with all kind of salary cap
injuries
problems.
they had too.
He's won a Super Bowl in Washington, DQ. They're in the playoffs. The Buccaneers hired Todd Bowles. A lot of people, what about Todd Bowles? Could make the playoffs again. He's shown you that he is a dang good football coach. Mm-hmm. The Vikings, Kevin O'Connell. Once again, I raised my hand. What are you doing? He wasn't calling any plays with the Rams. He was just there with McVay. KOC is good.
Nah, he's very good.
KOC
they got Sam Darnold out there.
Got Sam Darnold out here balling.
Balling. You ain't lying.
They might win the division this weekend. And then the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, culture changer. So
got him in the playoffs.
So when we look here and we talk about just running it back with Mike McCarthy, you see other people who've gone out. Your job is to figure it out. I remember the last contract that Jerry gave Tony Romo. Jerry was basically saying, hey, look, we're going to sign Tony. We don't have any other option. You have to do it. I'm like, no, man, it's your job to go find a quarterback. Mm-hmm. They did find a quarterback in Dak Prescott. So should we just be laying up, gentlemen, or should you just sit around here and say, hey, other people are finding answers? Are we going to get 81-year-old Jerry? Let's try it again. Or do I go get 47-year-old bold Jerry?
I agree with it. And then I also look back and I say, outside of, the Eagles with Doug Peterson, and there may be some other ones that I can't think of, but I feel like those teams were very, very bad. Like it wasn't like they had 3 straight 12-5 seasons like McCarthy's had. Now, I could be wrong about that, but I just think with that much success and what he's been able to do with these injuries going on, like the way he has, he's kept his team in contention. I think that's extremely tough to just, all right, let's go in a different direction.
Yeah.
That's a lot of success that he's had.
Your boy with the Chargers had a lot of talent. People are like, hey, man, and Jim Harbaugh made a difference.
100%. But that was a bad coach, though.
Yeah.
But they remember the time it was he and Bisaccia and they both made the playoffs. I mean, he had.
Okay.
There were people who thought the team had talent, whatnot, and but Doug Peterson was Super Bowl coach. Even the clock ran out on him. We're gonna go do something different.
There's the philosophy: no risk it, no biscuit. My man came up with that.
Was that the Arians?
Yeah, in Tampa. Like I think when you're hiring a coach, that's risky business for these NFL owners, and they want a guy, and however many they bring in, they want to find out what these guys' football fundamental beliefs are. And if you look at it like investing in companies, you got to do a technical analysis: how solid is the company, how many stocks they have, I mean, how big is the company, directors, all of those different things before you invest your money in it. And if you are a young investor, you'll go for a pink sheet stock. I can lose my money, game up, whatever. But as you get older, that don't appeal to you. People with money ain't gonna throw away no money on a penny stock. They're gonna go to something that's more established. You look around the NFL and with all those names that you're talking about, who's winning Super Bowls? It's the established coach. It's the Andy Reid. It's the guy that's been there, done that, saw that 1,000 times over.
Sean McVay.
That a guy that has a system in place. And so, look, I'll give you for every Sean McVay, for every Tomlin, for every coach that's out there that's gotten an opportunity, there are also the Paytons of the world. There are so many coaches to me that I just feel like right now to throw away a good one or to say, I don't have anything in this guy, in this system that he's running, I think that's a mistake.
You had that opportunity and you passed on it last year.
With Belichick,
Harbaugh. Even if he wanted to go ahead after 12-5 season and bring in Sean Payton would have taken the job. It was out there and available.
But even you said that those coaches right there, they may not be the guys that can come in here in Dallas and deal with the front office.
Right, you're right. But at the same time, heck, what I'm just saying now, think again. That's where I'm at. Thinking again. Maybe my belief in do it again, run it back, this year proved that I was wrong. That maybe 5 years, that's half a decade.
Yeah.
5 years. Doug Peterson, where Philly was like, they didn't give him 5 years after the Super Bowl.
No.
They didn't do that.
About it,
Man, thank you. And then what they do, they got back to a Super Bowl. Yeah, man, let's go ahead, change some things here and do something different. Remember where the Lions were when they got Dan Campbell? Man, that thing was bad between he and Brad Holmes.
Patricia was there?
Yeah, Patricia.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
I mean, so you can find it. So while we say, man, get somebody established, we're seeing some folks who necessarily, Jimmy Johnson was not established. Man, you too young. But boy, remember, man, what they doing? This hit from Arkansas, this guy, a college coach. You can't run that system here. You got big people in the East, Philly and Washington, the Giants. And you trying to win with these little dudes and speed. And, man, they changed the game.
Immediately.
Bold Jerry changed the game. Wildcat Jerry, Glory Hole Jerry changed the game. Now, you telling me, hey, man, you being safe. You being safe. Scared money don't make no money. Yeah. You just trying to protect what you got, but what do you really have because you haven't won anything in 30 years?
That's dumb money and that's smart money. And I'm telling you, I think my belief is Mike McCarthy, as you said 13th or 12th winningest coach amongst his team. Right? I mean, to me, that's smart money. That's smart money.
You know he passed, by the way, who he was tied with right before?
What, Sean Payton?
No.
Who?
Jeff Fisher.
Oh, God.
Damn. On that bull jive.
Yeah, on that bull jive, right?
Let's end it right there. On that bull jive,
Matter of fact, Happy New Year, man.
Yes, indeed.
Goodbye. Happy New Year.
Jeez.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!